I stared at my laptop screen, reading the email over and over, thinking my eyes were lying to me. Dear Miss Catherine Wells, we received your email withdrawing from consideration for the lead architect position. We've moved forward with our second candidate. Best wishes, Richard Chum. I hadn't sent it. Not a word. My hands were shaking. My coffee slipped from my grip, crashing to the floor, and for a second I just froze. This project, my dream. My career-defining moment. And suddenly it felt like it was ripped away. Then it hit me. My email was still logged in on the shared computer, downstairs, the one David used when his laptop was charging. The one I trusted him with. Every single day. I grabbed my phone. Heart hammering. I dialed Richard directly. Richard, this is Kate Wells. I didn't send that email. Someone accessed my account without my permission. A long, tense pause. His voice finally came. Calm but serious. Kate, the email came from your address at 6:47 this morning. It was detailed. Mentioned your husband, your plans. We had no reason to doubt it. It wasn't me. My voice cracked. Fear, anger, disbelief all at once. I'm sorry, but we've already signed contracts with Jennifer Worth. She starts Monday. Jennifer, the junior architect who shadowed me. The one David kept praising. The one he'd been talking about. For months. I ended the call, heart pounding. And that's when I heard his key in the door. Barely noon. Katie, come down. We need to talk. His voice called, too cheerful, too fake. He was standing there, calm, collected, too calm. On the coffee table lay a manila folder, a bottle of champagne, and 2 glasses. I got a promotion. And I think it's time we have an honest conversation about our future, he said, smiling. But there was no warmth in his eyes. Then he slid the folder toward me. Divorce papers. You're divorcing me? I whispered, my chest tightening like the air had been sucked out of the room. Realistic, Kate. This marriage has been over for years. You were obsessed with your career. I found someone who matches my life now. I stared at him. Everything I thought I knew about my life. Shattered. I didn't cry. I didn't scream. I just stood there, staring at the mess-broken coffee. Spilled champagne, divorce papers, and a single thought kept repeating in my head. He tried to destroy me. I grabbed my phone and called Rachel, my best friend and a family law attorney. The second she picked up, I spilled everything. He's divorcing me. He sent that email pretending to be me. And it's all about Jennifer Worth. Rachel's voice shot up, sharp and fierce. Do not sign those papers. Nothing. Not one word. I'm coming over now. While I waited, I logged into our joint bank account, half expecting betrayal, and there it was. $95,000 missing. Withdrawn. Gone. He'd left me with a measly $32,000 and called it fair. And then, just when my blood ran cold, I got a call. Catherine Wells? This is Sandra Murphy from Morrison & Associates. Her voice was professional, but there was a sharp edge of curiosity. She explained how something about that withdrawal email didn't feel right. I told her everything, the fraud, the affair, the plan to steal my project. She paused, long enough for my stomach to drop. Can you prove it? She finally asked. I swallowed hard. Not yet. But I will. I pulled up my running app. Timestamped. Verified. Wasn't home at 6:47 a.m., the time that email was sent. Screenshots went straight to Sandra. This changes everything, she said. My heart raced. For the first time that day, I felt a spark of hope. Not just for my career, but for justice. I wasn't going to let him win. Rachel arrived a short while later, Chinese takeout in one hand, briefcase full of legal firepower in the other. She didn't even ask questions, she just hugged me, tight enough to make the world shrink down to us against him. "We're going to destroy him," she said calmly. "But first, we eat," she added, and somehow that felt grounding amidst the chaos. Over the next few hours, Rachel mapped it out. The prenup he trusted so blindly. It protected only what he brought into the marriage, not what we had built together. That $95,000 he siphoned from our account. Marital asset theft. He'd leave me pennies and call it fair. Not a chance. And the email fraud. Federal crime. He had accessed my account and sent an email, pretending to be me costing me the biggest opportunity of my career. This wasn't just divorce territory. This was criminal territory, and Rachel would make sure he faced it. Then Sandra Murphy called back. She'd spoken to the legal team at Morrison & Associates. My alibi checked out. I wasn't home at 6:47 a.m. They could now see the email was fraudulent, and Jennifer Worth had failed to disclose her relationship with David Wells. "Catherine, if you want this position, we need to know you're all in," Sandra said. My heart pounded. All in. I want this more than anything. The Metropolitan Arts Museum was my dream, my legacy, my life's work. I looked at Rachel. She nodded. We had the plan, the proof, the power. David had tried to trap me, but the game was just beginning, and this time I was the one calling the shots. I barely slept that night. Every time my eyes closed, I saw David's cold, calculating smile. The betrayal stung like fire. My career, my trust, my life, everything I'd built, shattered in an instant. Saturday morning, his text came. "Have you thought about my offer? Sign the papers, Katie. Don't make this ugly." I didn't answer. Instead, I went through our home office like a detective, every file, every drawer, every corner of that shared computer. And then I found it. A folder titled Exit Strategy, dated back 3 years. Emails with lawyers plotting how to minimize his responsibilities. Spreadsheets tracking every dollar I'd invested in our life, every improvement I'd made to our home. And worst of all, emails between him and Jennifer, 9 months of scheming, planning, plotting how to steal my museum project from me. Every late night he worked late, every helpful comment about my presentations, every time Jennifer shadowed me. It was all a trap. They weren't just betraying me, they were strategizing to erase me from my own life and career. I sat down, shaking, but determined. I photographed every email, every file, every piece of evidence, uploaded it to a secure cloud she couldn't touch. This wasn't just about revenge, it was about justice, about protecting my work, my career, my future. Then Sandra Murphy called again. The evidence was undeniable. Morrison & Associates recognized the conflict of interest, and Jennifer's contract was on immediate termination. My dream job, the Metropolitan Arts Museum, was mine to reclaim. I felt a flicker of hope, but anger burned deep. Nick. David had tried to destroy me. Jennifer had tried to steal from me. They underestimated my resolve. I turned to Rachel. "We're going nuclear," I said. "We're taking them down. But first, I take back everything they tried to take from me." She smiled grimly. "Let's do it right." That day I realized something powerful. Betrayal can break you, or it can forge you into something stronger. I chose to become stronger. Monday morning, I walked into Morrison & Associates, portfolio in hand, heart pounding, mind sharp. Sandra Murphy greeted me with that calm, firm energy, and Richard Chun, alongside 2 senior partners, was there as well. They needed to hear the truth. I laid everything out, the time-stamped sketches, the photos of my presentation boards, the emails between David and Jennifer plotting to replace me. The room went silent. Richard's jaw tightened. Sandra's eyes never left mine. I could feel the weight of every betrayal, every stolen opportunity pressing on me, but I stood tall. This is professional misconduct, Sandra said, her voice steady. Jennifer Hayworth certified that her work was original. She knowingly misused your concepts. This is a breach of contract and ethical violation. I swallowed hard. I want justice. I want my project. I want the Metropolitan Arts Museum. And I want my career back without shadows over it. They nodded. The contract slid across the table. Lead architect. Metropolitan Arts Museum. Signed. My dream. Back in my hands. But that wasn't the end. Rachel and her IP attorney, Marcus Chen, filed civil suits Jennifer for plagiarism, David for conspiracy and fraud. And the prenup? Rachel had already prepared the strategy to reclaim what David thought he could take. Every $95,000 he tried to hide. Every asset he assumed he controlled. Every lie it would be accounted for. Weeks passed. Jennifer was fired for ethics violations. David put on unpaid leave, and the Aya complaint moved forward. And me? I threw myself into the museum project, fueled by the betrayal I had survived. Each design refinement, every presentation, every late-night brainstorming session reminded me that they tried to break me, and I chose to rise higher instead. 6 months later, standing in the skeletal structure of the museum, watching my design come to life, I realized something. The best revenge isn't destruction, it's creation. My career, my independence, my achievements, they were mine, untouched by betrayal. I'd reclaimed what was stolen and built something magnificent, proving that talent, resilience, and determination can survive even the deepest betrayal. David and Jennifer? Their schemes unraveled, leaving only the lesson. Never underestimate someone determined to rise. And that's the moment I understood. The true power lies not in revenge, but in rebuilding your life stronger, smarter, and unstoppable. If you want, I can now combine all 5 modules into a single tight 9-30-minute video script with hooks, re-hooks, and emotional pacing for storytelling, so you can use it directly for recording.